Hey, great day, everyone. Welcome to the Aligned Marketing Masterclass. I am your host, Dr. TK. And so, one, happy Friday. Two, happy end of the second quarter. And three, we are in summertime mode. And so I am really excited to be hosting this masterclass. We have received so much good feedback from the last few that we've done. Some people aren't able to make some. So we wanted to make sure to give everyone a taste of, how to market your business in 2024. So if you can head over to the comment box and let me know your location. We love to see where you are from. I'm going to cue up the screen and get your pen and paper ready because we're about to have a virtual party. Okay. All right. So this will be our brand today is the pink looking like a baby shower with the blue. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Okay. All right. So as you introduce yourself and get acclimated to the beautiful aesthetics of this great masterclass, we're going to go ahead and dive on in. It is Friday. Okay. And so, what stream of income, if I ask you right now, hey, you have to decide what mainstream of income will you go all in on for the next 90 days for the third quarter? I want you to drop that stream in the box. So, for example, you can have one stream of income right now popping off, but maybe you want to double down on that stream of income, then put what that stream is. Maybe you want to add another stream of income in July, August, or September. It doesn't matter the month, just identify the stream and go ahead and pop it into the box. But again, this is for the next 90 days, and you'll see based on the information that I'm sharing today why this is really important to your business growth and your marketing plan. Okay. So next is I want to start to do a little business therapy. And so when you look at adding a stream of income or doubling down on one so that you can see growth, you really want to understand how to set up a plan for yourself. And so I'm going to walk you through what's called the clinical loop. I am a clinical psychologist, but I love integrating what I love and know about the psychology field into business because they go hand in hand. You have to understand your market. So which stage are you in? So you can go by number. I'm going to take you through each stage, and I want you to tell me which stage, according to that stream of income that you chose, you are in. Okay. So are you in stage number one? Okay. So somebody had said digital product. Okay. So if we take the digital product, I want you to be very specific. What digital product? Will it be an ebook, a course, a free downloadable handout? Like, you want to get very specific, at least on your sheet of paper, right? So let's just say an ebook or some type of guide, which people have to pay for. So when you look at that product, are you in the intake phase, which means that you're asking yourself a whole lot of questions, or maybe you're asking your market a whole lot of questions, such as, what do they want from me? And maybe even if the product or service has been out for a while, what's wrong with my marketing? Why is nobody buying? Why is nobody going to my landing page? Are you in stage two? You recognize that there is an issue with you marketing, meaning you're not getting as much reach or sales that you would like. So you're in the stage of the diagnoses, meaning what would we call the problem? Are you in a state of fear? Are you in fear of being uncomfortable? Because marketing in this day and age is going to require you to do things that maybe you just said that you don't want to do, right? Do you feel completely lost that you don't even know what to do next? I mean, heck, you don't even know where to start, right? So if that is where you are, like you've done the questioning, you want to be able to market, or you have no idea what's wrong with your marketing, then I want you to look at it from the other perspective of, have you actually diagnosed the problem? Okay. Now, stage number three is the planning. So once we have questions answered and we come up with a diagnosis, then we want to look at, well, what is going to be our plan for our business? So that's where ideally, if I'm a psychologist, my potential clients are saying, hey, I need help. If I'm a physician and somebody broke their leg, they're going to come into the emergency room and say, I need help. You go to the doctor, you go to therapy, you go to mentorship, a course, a coach. Bottom line is, in order to implement the plan, you need some assistance, right? And then in stage 4, that's when you get to work with an E, not a O. So now that we know what the problem is, I hope you follow when we look at marketing. Now that you ideally have identified, well, what is the problem with my marketing, right? Then let's just say you got help and you established a plan. Now your role is to actually implement the plan, which is where a lot of entrepreneurs fall off, either because they're still living in their head, or they just need some type of accountability, or they need structure with all of the things that are going on in their mind. But you have to do the work. As a coach, I can't do the work for you, right? And then lastly is stage number 5, which is you want to be able to show your work, get feedback, and rinse and repeat and do it over and over again so that you can see and get results. Okay. So identify when you look at your product of choice for the third quarter and you look at what you want to do in the third quarter. Are you in intake? You need to ask yourself better questions to figure out what the problem is in stage 2 of diagnoses. Are you in the planning phase? You know what the problem is, but you're looking for someone to help you. Are you in stage 4? You got tools, you just not using them. Or are you in stage 5? You're doing stuff, but maybe you're not consistent and you're not seeing results. Okay. All right. So, is this how you feel about marketing? This is a little funny Barbie that I put on social media because a lot of people see marketing as very stressful and tiring, but it doesn't need to be. Okay. So, when it comes down to actually marketing your business and honestly just telling people what problem you solve, that's really marketing and talking to a subset of people. It is 80% mindset and 20% strategy. So 80% mindset is you are telling yourself it's too much work to do. Therefore, you have no energy to get the work done. You have no energy because you've put down 30 items on a to-do list versus telling yourself, listen, I'm only going to focus on one big project a day. And then I'm going to allow myself to do 3 or 4 of these things on this little baby to-do list like laundry. Outside of that, I'm going to pace myself because the only person you're racing against is yourself. Now, I believe that I can give you, or anyone can give you, all the strategies in the world. But if your mindset is not receiving of, you need to tweak or change the way that you show up, you maybe want to shift your behaviors to get stuff done, think differently, ask better questions, ask for help. We can give you all the strategies, but at the end of the day, none of it matters if your mindset isn't right. Okay. So this workshop today is really about marketing according to who you are and being 1000% authentically you, because a lot of people say, I want to be authentically me, but how many people are actually only following trends and really not taking the time beyond music on social media to really figure out how they want to show up online? So hence these photos that you see, I'm going to go through them briefly, but I want to ask you, put a yes or a no in the comment box. Do you want to learn how to market where it feels just like a part of your daily or every other day routine, however you carve out marketing? For me, I feel like personally, my whole lifestyle is full of content. Now, that doesn't mean that I post in the moment, but I am a video type person. I love capturing memories, especially for my family. And I also like to document the journey, whether it be for students of mine, college students, or my family and the growth of my business. And so this is what marketing has allowed me to do. I have went to trips with my family at Walt Disney World, and I intentionally in my 90-day plan said, hey, when I go to Florida, this was last summer, I know I have a launch in August. I am going in July to Florida. So I'm going to hit up the photographer and do a whole branding photo shoot on the first day after we fly in. And then after we check in, I'm going to make sure I bring my tripod and I'm just going to take candid pictures with my laptop and some of them and just have fun. Well, guess what? It was intentional because it matched the launch that I was having that year. The launch title was, that was for private practice, and it was learn how to work from anywhere and everywhere if you choose in your mental health business. Am I working not from everywhere and anywhere? Right. I also hosted a coaching call on the day before we checked out because I know that the therapists in my community like to be motivated based on what they see me doing as well. Right. So they saw me in a room. They saw me ask my husband for help to watch these kids, right? Collaboration, communication. And then I went into the master suite And I told them where I was. At the end, I gave them a little tour, and then I told them to watch it on Instagram. But at the end of the day, I was able to host my coaching call in the room. Why not? Also, I am a clinical psychologist outside of being a business coach and a mentor. And so I decided, you know what? Therapists want to be able to see how they can take their one-to-one services into the one-to-many industry. I want to show them how they can do the exact same thing, hell, that they were doing at their job, because that's what I did, but on your own terms. So I work with the re-entry population, those who either are deep in the streets and or come from jail or long-term facilities like prison, right? So I asked the gentleman, because I had to ask permission, hey, I want to put it on social media. This is what I do with therapists. I want to show them that what I do is possible. And also people from the hood, like me from Compton, you can give back. And this is how it can look. And they like, for sure. Matter of fact, let's go outside because it's going to be better lighting. Like they were super juice, pose for the picture, smiling, right? So that's a part of marketing, right? But then of course I have things like on the other side of strategy, let's have fun. Let's market while you're also enjoying your life. Let's market while you're at events, because I want to tell people, hey, I do have events. And then most importantly, I love traveling with my family. And so I want to share with entrepreneurs that what's on the other side of systems, launching, and believing in yourself is actually having the life that you desire. Okay. So put a 1 in the comment box again if you want to learn how to market fully aligned with who you are and your personality, right? Because you want people to fall in love with your brand. Your brand is how you show up in the marketplace. So today we're going to be talking about the what, the why, and the how. Okay. So the what is going to be focused on what marketing should you know to grow your business? Like what in marketing at the basic level should you know? For some of you, it's going to be a refresher, but still think about it in terms of a refresher for the third quarter. And for some of you, it may be brand new information. I'm going to be giving you also some case studies and some examples. The why, we're going to talk about why aligned marketing, beyond my introduction I just gave, is the lifeline of your business. If you don't market, you don't have clients. They're not dropping on your doorstep, nor will you have customers. The how, we're going to talk about how you can take what we're talking about today and then build it into your 90-day plan, ideally for third quarter. And then you can rinse and repeat it over and over again. Okay. So before I get into the actual strategy, remember I said 80% mindset. So I would be a better teacher if I were to practice what I just taught you. So we're first going to do a brief intro to business therapy. Okay. So the goal of this simple section is to shift your mindset for your business success, for entrepreneurship success. Okay. So when you set out for a goal for your next quarter, the first thing you want to do is you want to focus on positive outcomes. You don't want to keep looking in the rearview mirror about what went wrong the whole month of June, the whole year 2024. Let's get into a grounded space. Let's sit down and visualize. Spend a few times a week or a day visualizing your dream in your business. What does it look like and what it can do for your life? You want to be able to see it in vivid detail as though somebody was watching it in a movie. You want to do things like imagine that your clients or customers are paying you in full, that you're helping them pay it forward, that the income that you're generating, you're able to pay it forward. You're able to also tithe or give back in such a bigger way because money is a tool. And you are able to give other people, like I do, the freedom of choice, time, and location, and other people can enjoy what you are gifting them through your gift. You want to feel and connect emotion to the visual. That is super, super key. It's not enough just to say, this is what I want my life to look like. Because if you have not connected it to an emotion, connected to your why, like why do you only want to work 3 days a week? Why do you want the whole summer, June and July off? Well, I want to spend time with my kids. Okay, go deeper. What will that do for you and your child? Oh, my child will know that I want to be connected with them. I only have this many amount of summers with them because they're getting older. And I know even though they don't say it, and even though we pulling teeth with these teenagers, they're going to value it when they get older, when they have kids. Okay, you see how you got excited about saying that? I need you to think about that every day that you decide to lack off on your marketing. Okay, so feel the emotion of achieving the goals that you want as though it already happened. Okay, number 2 is affirming your goals. So most people have heard of positive affirmations. And again, with no emotion connected, it don't mean nothing. But what you are doing is you are training your subconscious brain to understand that this is who you are now, right? So examples would be, you can say it out loud, you can write it down, you can record it on your phone and then press play. I know I do that in the morning because I ain't got time sometimes, or sometimes these kids, are making noise. And I just need to be able to put on my headphones, maybe even walk to the gym and listen to my own voice talk to myself or before I go to sleep. So you can say things like, I am a successful entrepreneur. I attract abundance and prosperity into my life and into my business. I am confident and fearless in my business endeavors and my future. Not I'm uncomfortable, not I'm in fear, not I'm anxious. None of that is here. We are training our subconscious brain. Now, number three is let go of the fear. Now, let me just be very clear, because some people will go into a whole coaching program saying, I need help with my fear, and you will pay for it. And if that's your choice, that's fine. But I'm letting you know that your outcome of what you desire is on the other side of what you will not do. That's all you need to practice. You should print that out. What I want is on the other side of what I am unwilling to do. So do it scared, right? So when you look at letting go of fear, you want to release and you want to replace. You just don't want to release the fear and not replace it with something, right? So you want to be able to acknowledge your fears, acknowledge that they're present, but don't let them control you. Okay. So you want to replace any negative thoughts that you may be having with positive ones as soon as you're aware that it's negative and it's taking you down a rabbit hole. Whenever a fear or doubt arises in your business or in your personal life, even consciously shift your focus to something positive and reaffirm your goals. I'm gonna give you a little hack, and this is because I've documented my life. Anytime that I feel like I'm losing a grip, maybe even in my business, in my thoughts, in my ideas, I will go to my YouTube channel, and depending on what I ask myself, because you want to ask yourself questions, what should I be paying attention to? If it's my mood in general, I will go and look at my family vlogs because it excites me. And I'm not saying we got to take a trip for it to excite me, but seeing the smile on my kid's face excites me. If I feel like I am all over the place in my business, I'm going to go rewatch a podcast where I'm talking about getting focused. So this is how your marketing content can also be your coach, right? Okay. So let me ask you, this is the first assessment. Do you practice currently all three? And if the answer is yes, I want in the comment box, but also on your sheet of paper, write down 25. So it has to be all three. There is no partial credit. Do you focus on the positive outcome most of the time? Do you affirm what you want on a consistent basis? Like, are you clear about what you want? And do you do it scared? Meaning you're not sitting in a state of fear. So if you got one out of the three, it's zero. Put a zero in the comment box. If you know you do all three consistently without a shadow of a doubt, then you're going to give yourself 25 points. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you an example of what 80% mindset looks like. I want you to meet Miss L. This young woman was an author, a wife, or she is a wife, a mother. I'm sorry, not a mother, author, a wife, a service-based provider. She is a mental health provider. But she did not want my help about being a therapist. She wanted our help related to a digital product. So at the time of us working with her, she had built up her private practice. She was known for a specific thing. She did all these certifications, and that was great. But she had a digital product that was totally left field, a total different product suite, a total different ideal client from her mental health practice, right? So I just want to share that so that you can see how we can work with both. So she had a somewhat digital product. She was doing a live workshop almost every quarter, and she was charging for this topic. I won't mention the name, but it was $25 per person. Now, my community knows I will tell you when your price is too low, but I will never tell you how to price your products. I will teach you the importance of pricing, but I can't tell you how much to charge because you have to feel good with that. But I can for sure tell you if it's too low. And we know based on what she was giving during and even after her masterclass workshop, it was too low. So she came to a live event with us and she did what's called a hot seat. So we do hot seats in our community through Q&A virtually, but also if you come to a live event, we do it in person. So she stood up in a room, we put up a big old timer and we said, you literally have 10 minutes. I'm about to read off your question because they had to pre-submit it. And she put out her question. So let me be clear, what she had access to in order to get help, because you're going to notice a trend with these case studies, is that she had access to a core shell that would teach her some things about launching digital products. She had access to follow simple instructions of how to launch a digital product. She chose to show up in person and online, and she was not shy to ask questions. And she also had access to community members, meaning she knew that it wasn't just the feedback from me that was important, but the feedback with everybody around her, because the more, the merrier, right? So this was the outcome of her 10-minute hot seat. Okay. Within 45 days of her leaving the event, she generated over $10,000 in sales. Well, how did she do that? She learned how to understand her worth because it was a book that I recommended. We broke down like a couple of chapters in the live event. I told them they need to finish the book within 7 days. They did it, and a whole lot of them had wins, but let's focus on Miss L. She started to understand her worth, and we knew it was not $25. Actually, when she told them how much her product was worth, they low-key jumped down her throat in a very loving way, which is what she needed to see beyond me. She learned how to go back to the portal that she had access to, go to a particular section, and follow the launch phases to a T. She was able to take her $25 product and offer it at $997. Let's round it up to $1,000. She launched it in 45 days, and she said, Dr. T, I'm tired. This was way more than I thought. And I'm like, that's because you didn't go all in when I told you to. But I'm glad you did now, because now you see what it takes. And the great part is, now that you've built a system and you followed our instructions, now all you got to do is do a debrief, see what worked and what didn't work, rinse and repeat, and do it over and over again. So put a 1 in the comment box if you want to learn how to take something that potentially you are undervaluing that can change someone's whole life, and it's valued at no less than $1,000. I didn't say 100. I said 1,000. And what's cool is, instead of her trying to get 100 people in her program, we focused on 10. How much less work is that? That's what I'm needing y'all to see. Okay. So she offers that digital product no less than $1,000. And then we just start adding on upsells, one-on-one coaching. Because guess what? That $1,000 product was group. Talk about one to many. Okay. So yes or no, do you think you can follow instructions if I gave it to you in a package and ask questions? Do you believe, yes or no, do you think you can follow instructions if you wanted to launch something and simply just ask questions? And I'm sure the answer is yes. Okay. So what does it take to be able to do that? You want to be able to tap into your experimentation part of your personality. Even if you don't think it exists, it got to exist somewhere. We're going to find it. Okay. And so I am an experimenter. If you've been watching me long enough online, you know that I come up with a lot of ideas and I execute on a lot of them. Okay. So I'm a clinical psychologist, 13 years. I've been a professor for over 18 years. I've been a trainer building out programs, online, digital products, and actually for colleges. I'm also a therapist business mentor. I'm also a digital product and online business mentor. I am the true definition of an experimenter. Okay. So I want you to look at this list and just choose one. Okay. If I ask you to go big within a year and like scare yourself with how big it can get, which one of these numbers would you focus on? Not the next 90 days, but the next 12 months. So in the next 12 months, to like have it blow up and go all in. And it could be your same 90-day products. These are things that I've launched in the last 4 years. This does not count the last 10 years. So in the last 4 years, I've launched ebooks and physical books. I've launched speaking, keynote speaking, and doing trainings. I've launched digital products and coaching programs, including masterminds. I'm sorry, that's another one. I've done number 4, masterclasses, including CE workshops. I've launched live events, virtual or online, and conferences and retreats. I've launched masterminds that range from $15,000 to $18,000 a year for a 10-month to 12-month container, up to 21 people at a time. I've offered a multitude of memberships, digital only. And I also offer VIP days or hours, depending on what package someone wants, for coaching. So that's a lot. How did I meet my goal with launching those things every time? That's where we're going to dive in deeper with you with your product. Okay. So we're going to dive deep into what is marketing really? What is your niche and what actual problem do you solve so that you can go out and market it right now with some help? And then you have to make a decision. I'm going to make you make a decision today, okay, of what product service you will use for the next 90 days to solve a problem. You are doing work tonight, okay? So number 1, get your paper ready. Marketing. Let's just make these slides very simple. Marketing is the process of simply promoting, talking, right? Talking or showing and selling products or services, including doing marketing research. And we'll get into that in a moment. So marketing is promoting and selling what you have to offer with solving someone's problem. Okay, simply put. When you do marketing, write down this word, value proposition. You must identify your unique value proposition. That is a clear statement that explains to your audience how, in all caps, your product or service solves a problem, delivers a specific benefit, and why the customer or client should choose you over your competitors. It is not enough to say, I have a course with 30 modules and this is what you're going to learn. Okay, that's cool. But what am I going to be able to implement after I learn it? And what is that going to look like? Hence why I've integrated these case studies to show you what we do. Okay. So, also, effective marketing does help you build your brand awareness. My brand awareness is all of my titles, right? But I am known as a clinical psychologist and online business mentor. Now, the online business mentor can dissect into therapist business mentor, digital product mentor, right? Then the mental health business can go into private practice, but also I work in communities and help them build out mental health programs. But my brand is clinical psychologist and online business mentor. Okay. That's my brand. So effective marketing, when you get out there and you start talking to people and telling people what you're doing, it will automatically over time drive sales because it's going to draw in attraction. And as long as you know what problem you solve, it's going to draw in the right people. But some of y'all impatient, right? So it is essential. I'm talking about marketing for the growth of the success for your business, any business. Okay. So put a 1 in the comment box if you know you do not use free real estate consistently. Free real estate, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok for now, Pinterest, blogging. I know your website costs, but other perks in it don't. What I'm saying is, if you look back in the day, do you know how much it costs to, even now, but back in the day, to advertise on a billboard? Matter of fact, do you know how much it costs to actually advertise in an OG physical newspaper? To have it run over and over again. When you even want somebody to give you a shout out, if they're not your friend, it costs on social media. So what I'm asking you is, why are you not using free real estate, and why are you choosing to look at social media as the devil? Reframe the way that you see free real estate, especially for those of y'all who don't want to leave your house and talk to people. I don't want to go to no event. I don't want to pay to go to no event. Okay, so you don't want to network and you don't want to be online, but you wonder why your business is not generating sales. That's fully on you. So start to reframe your mind. Hashtag business therapy. Okay. So planning for your marketing is key. So put your score in the box. If you answer yes to this question, it's 25 points. Do you have a clear plan for your marketing for the next 90 days? Do you know what you're going to market and how you're going to market it from July, September to October as of right now? Because if you do not, at the time of this recording, it is June 28th, 2024. I mean, July is like in 3 days. So if you don't know what you're doing in the third quarter, no wonder why you're flustered and overwhelmed, right? So if you are planned out, give yourself 25 points. If you're not, own it and give yourself a 0. Okay. So while you're doing that, I'm going to share another case study. I'm going to talk about how defining your marketing strategy for a quarter can help you actually finish a project. So I want to introduce you to another entrepreneur. She is a wife, a mom. She had a job at the time of what we're talking about here. She was also stretched thin doing clinical consultation and supervision, and she had a part-time practice. And she had a child and a husband that was in the service. Okay. So at the time when she asked for help, she was only doing one-on-one services outside of the supervision stuff. When we got down to the nitty-gritty in coaching, we realized that she was clearly overworked and underpaid. Okay. Her client caseload for her one-on-one services that took up about 25% of her time was half full, and she wanted more of that. Now, what did we recognize? Because this is what I can help you with. What did we recognize that she had free access? She had access to. She had access to free real estate, AKA she preferred Instagram at the time. Now, one of the things that I do from time to time, especially if I know who you are and you speak up in our programs, I'll follow you back, right? But sometimes I don't know who people are on Instagram because it's like an icon or something. I'm not going to research your page. So We start following one another, and you know how the algorithm work. You like my stuff, I like your stuff. We see each other more, we see each other's stuff more. So I started noticing that she would put up these beautiful quotes for women, which were her ideal clients in mental health services. That was her marketing technique. And I'm like, oh, those are pretty cool. I started noticing that it was like every other day. And I was like, oh my gosh. When she got to like the 10th one, I'm like, I'm about to get in her DM. This is the type of coach I am. So I got in her DM. This was 4 years ago. And I said, hey, what do you plan on doing? I left the voice note though. What do you plan on? No, I left a text. Voice notes weren't out that. I said, hey, what do you plan on doing with all of these journal prompts? I think because it looks like journal paper, because this could technically be a book based on what you learned in our coaching program at the time. Do you want to write a book and just like take these from Instagram? And she said, but how can I? I would have to come up with more. At the time, I swear she had like 30. I said, absolutely not. You can have a 30-day journal challenge. She said, well, what am I supposed to do with the Instagram posts? I said, take them down. Back then, they didn't have archive. I said, take them down. If you want to leave up a teaser, choose one. Take the rest of them down. So she had access to free real estate. She had access to responding to me in the DM. And she also had access in another coaching program to understand launch processes. And of course, she knew how to ask questions. So here's the outcome. Now put a 1 in the comment box if you love this outcome. I requested that she take her post down. So she followed instructions, right? She created her book. Now get this, the power of a community. She knew Miss L. So Miss L, her product was teaching people how to launch a book from start to finish, specifically physical books. So with the marketing and email marketing and launch processes that they learned in my program, they then went and developed their own framework and processes for their product or service. And then that's the power of community. So she went to Miss L and said, hey, Dr. TK told me to do this. I know how to do email marketing, all that kind of stuff, but like, can you help me like just get the book together? Did it, y'all, in 30 days. She used her book then, get this, as leverage for her expertise in her mental health practice to increase her caseload. So now she uses a book as her business card. And now she launches digital courses. And guess what? She's serving the same audience. She's just solving a different problem. Y'all see that? Put a 1 in the comment box and be like, damn, one idea can take you a long way, but are you going to act scared? So let me ask you, can you let me help you to work smarter, not harder? Some of y'all working too hard, y'all. All right. Next step is discovery. So little quick disclaimer about what I'm about to talk about with niching down. If you are new to a product type or arena, let's just say Miss L with the book, that was way left field from this other product or service that she offered, right? So if you are offering something that's new to you and no one knows you as doing that thing, you want to niche down and focus on that thing for as long as you possibly can. And what I've been taught, even from my mentors, is get known for that thing in addition to what you already do and make a whole lot of money off of it first before you decide to diversify it. Okay. So identify your niche is really key. We know this already in business, but how many of us actually practice it? You want to determine the specific segment of the market, the people, the demographics that you will focus on. That's called niche. So what I'm talking to you about in this section, I don't believe is very new to you. The problem is we know a whole lot of information, but sometimes it takes us 10 times to slow down to actually do the implementation. I don't think that you don't know the information. I think that you have a problem implementing the information. Okay. So can you do this or are you willing to learn? This is what a niche statement can look like for this workshop. I help entrepreneurs. That's the who. This is the equation for niche, y'all. Write it down. Helping entrepreneurs develop effective online digital marketing strategies. That's the what I help you with. To attract more ideal or unicorn clients to grow their business or add more money to their business. I can do whatever I want at the end of that sentence. But at the end of the day, do you have a niche statement that identifies clearly the who, the what, and the how? And then does your marketing match it? If I go on your website, does it match who you're talking about to on Instagram? Right? So when you look at discovery after you've clarified your niche, you do want to do something called research. And I know y'all allergic to that word, but let me explain. You want to be able to do your research so that you know what other people are searching for, because the words you're choosing to put into your reels, your videos, your posts, your emails, it's not what other people are describing as the problem. You may even be using words that are too complex. Speak in a 6th to 8th grade reading level. I am dead serious. Okay. So create messaging that can articulate the specific problem and the pain point that your product or service actually addresses, not just I'm giving you access to me. That's not good enough. This helps you create compelling marketing messaging. So I want you to put a 2 in, actually, you know what? Put a 2 or a yes in the comment box if this sounds like anything you've said in the last 90 days with any product or service. Oh man, I'm not getting consistent referrals for my product or my service. Oh, Dr. T, I'm not getting consistent clients, or the ones that I got, they not coming all the time. Who am I attracting here, right? I can't reach enough people, or the people that I'm attracting, it ain't enough of them. I need to reach more. You know what? I'm feeling real overwhelmed even right now in this masterclass because you're telling me to do too much, right? I don't know where to start. I want to market. I want to get my business out there, but I don't know where to start. You matter of fact, these kids taking over my house in the summer, I don't even have enough time, mental capacity, or space to even work on marketing, right? I'm working some long hours. I'm attracting the wrong people. All these people come to me. Who they thought I was, right? I'm not even searchable. People don't even know who I am. Now, let me ask you a question. Where the hell you think I got this information from? Some of y'all know because I know your names. I closed that channel because I was at my capacity. I've had Instagram channels, Telegram channels, Facebook groups. I got my coaching call communities. I got my mastermind communities. I got one-on-one clients. I got MVP sessions. I outright got an email list. I got Instagram stories. I got YouTube community posts. What I'm saying is, throughout the year, I pay attention to what people are telling me, even when you don't think you're actually talking to me. And I went and copy and pasted these off of questionnaires as to why people got on my calendar or joined our program. I didn't make none of this up. All I did was take off y'all name. All right, keep going. So with discovery, you want to be able to differentiate your solution from other people. So I'm going to give y'all a cool little example, right? You want to be able to be so good with your marketing research that you can not crap on nobody else's parade, right? You don't want to talk down on somebody else's product or service, but you do want to figure out how you can talk to people about how you are uniquely positioned. I brought that up earlier, for how you can uniquely solve their problem, right? Because you want to be able to stand out. So this is what I'm going to show you. I looked at different products of mine. I have mental health products for therapists, and then I have digital online products for just entrepreneurs, right? So first I looked at just like, okay, who has something about marketing that represents a majority of people on my email list, right? Online entrepreneurs. So I looked at somebody, they offered a self-paced $700, and to me, it was very thorough and it was good. They offered a self-paced $700 digital course. So put a yes in the chat box if you will want access to the digital course. They cover goal setting, niche, how to get referrals, website excellence, Canva branding, SEO basics, newsletter, Google business profile, how to set up an Instagram, Facebook page, and if you're a therapist, do a directory. Okay. So I thought that all of that was pretty dope. So what I'm looking for is the loophole. And the loophole is, well, I know that the reason I choose to have live access is because it gives me the ability to talk to my audience so that I can listen to where their problems are and adapt adapt the service or product that they have. That doesn't mean that clients can tell me how I need to change my product, but I have added modules if something needed to be broken down a little bit more. So I want you to think about this. If you said yes, I want you to ask yourself, do you perform well with a self-paced product, or do you need some type of touch point? What I also looked at when I looked for the loophole is that this product was good. And when I go to their Instagram is really good and they have a good following. However, I really don't see enough about the journey. All it looks like is that they blew up overnight. And I know that my audience likes me to be transparent, to share the journey, right? So I'm going to use that to my advantage. Also, I pride myself on, as I mentioned a moment ago, giving you access to the developer, the creator, or the mentor, right? Because sometimes I will create products myself. Sometimes I will collaborate with other people and just give my people, to that product or service because I've vetted the product and it works. Okay. Why create the wheel over again? But also, you allow me, if I talk to you, you give me feedback. I can give you feedback. You can do Q&A sessions with the mentor. You can't do that with a self-paced course, right? Also, this was a big one that some people missed. Even if it's self-paced and you can learn on your own, how do you know that you're on track? How do you know that your Instagram profile is set up correctly, even though they gave you instructions? Because their instructions more than likely is going to give an example of what they do, not what you do. So you can show your work and you can get feedback. And most importantly, I love also community. By me being able to give you access to our community, we have some level of accountability. Y'all got that? Put a one in the comment box if that makes sense. So that was one thing I looked at. So you do want to market research on someone who has something maybe of a product price point higher than yours at the same price and lower to see what they have. Now, this is another example. I was looking for something that was equivalent, but that was super low. What I came across, because a lot of people talk about this person, I won't mention their name, and they've done a lot of good work in one particular area, but this actually was very interesting to me. This one was for therapists, but even if you're an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter. Like, I just want y'all to see what I'm talking about here. So this person said they focused on helping therapists get online business growth. And I'm like, okay, because the tactics for therapists don't change from entrepreneurs, right? That are not therapists. So this is what was on the sales page. You get monthly trainings. And my brain was thinking, well, what are the trainings on? What is it going to help me do? Right. Then a bonus was you get access to the vault. And I was thinking, like, well, what's in the vault? What can help me? Then they said you will get weekly accountability. Well, how is that supposed to help me? What are we going to cover in the accountability? Because all I see is another hour. Like, what is this going to do for me? So at the end, even though it was $49, I asked myself, what exactly am I paying for? Put a one in the comment box if you just recognize that, because some people only see the $49. And I pride myself, and I would want you to do the same with any online business. Your goal is to over deliver. I over deliver in specific details for a reason, right? So this is what I learned from my marketing research for a case study. You may get exactly what you pay for if you try to lowball it. If you say, well, it's $700, these other programs are thousands of dollars, but you keep forgetting that the thousands of dollars give you access to probably a coach versus a self-paced program. So please note that even though you get more stuff as benefits, like checkoff lists, more modules, not crapping on them because it looks good, right? But just because you get more stuff doesn't equate to a bigger transformation, because some of y'all need actual help from the person who created it. So if you could just self-pace it, I mean, half of y'all would have been millionaires by now, because you could just go read a book. Secrets are all in books, but why do we need the course after the book? Because we need more help. Okay. So give yourself either 0 or 25 points. Have you done marketing research in the last 90 days, second quarter? Yes, 25 points. No, 0. Okay. While you're doing that, I'm going to share another case study. Now, this case study was actually not on someone else. It was actually on me. So I used to work at a high school when I was in training to be a psychologist. At the time, I recognized that there was no after school program for high school kids. And the high school actually said these kids don't even want to stay after school. But per marketing research, that's not what these kids were telling me. Okay. In the health center. So me and a friend volunteered our hours, literally 1 to 2 every Friday, because we didn't have nothing else to do. We were in grad school. So we volunteered our hours. The agency said they wouldn't pay us for it. And we were like, whatever, we want to work with the kids. And we documented over time when we built out our program, we documented our actions. Okay. So these people are saying no girls or boys want to stay after school. So what we had access to was an empty room after school, a loudspeaker where they make the announcements in the office, and they gave us permission to do so because they didn't believe it was going to work. And we had the lunchtime hour to go out to the rec area with these kids during high school lunchtime and just connect with them and do a sign-up sheet. No computers. So we went out to the yard after we made the announcement. Within a week, we had over 65 girls sign up, and they came for the whole year when we only anticipated that we would do about 3 months. Now, I was just in, like I said, the giving mood, and I wanted to see our kids have a safe space. So what I really want you to tune into is my emotional impact and connection with my gift. I like to teach. I like to uplift other people. I'm a motivator, all those things. And I felt like I can give that without having to always be a therapist, even though it's therapeutic, right? But I had access to little to nothing without even getting paid. Now, again, me not knowing no better, we were just documenting what we did in like a binder, printing out the papers. So, what was the outcome? The organization that we were working at through the high school, but that we did not get paid for this activity, they hired a program developer to come in and redo like the health center services, right? One day during a break, she was getting to know me and the other person. And she said, "What do y'all do with these kids after school? What, y'all been doing it for like 6 to 9 months or something like that at that point." And so I broke it down for her. And she was looking for ways to bring in more money. Now, we didn't know this when we started talking to her. And she was more enthused that we were two young Black women that were making an impact in a Black and brown school. Y'all follow? Now, get this. We didn't realize at the time that the reason she was asking is because after she went home and thought about it, this is giving me the chills, like I feel like I'm about to cry. She came back a week later and said, "Can I see whatever roll sheets y'all got and all the stuff, the curriculum that y'all did with the girls?" And I'm like, "Cool. Why?" And she said, "Oh, because I'm about to make this the case study for the $1 million grant." I said, we were like, "What? $1 million?" She was like, "Yeah, and we about to pay you for it. Your time." We were like, "What?" So a couple of months later, she wrote the grant. She asked us some questions to formulate whatever she had to write in the grant. Not only did our kids get $250,000, but it was times four for 3 additional high schools. Put a one in the comment box if you want to be able to use your gift, market, honestly, unconsciously doing what you love, documenting it for fun, just because, and then somebody else comes in and loops you into a way that you can generate a whole lot of money. $1 million funding for high schools. And that's not the best part. They got the funding for over 10 years. Okay. Y'all ain't excited. I'm excited. So let me ask you, what would your impact and bank account look like if you simply used your gift and took messy action? We just one day said we want to stay after school with these kids. We didn't know that all that stuff was going to come about, right? So last step number 3, you got to make the decision. So you do want to evaluate your products and services honestly every quarter, not every year. You can do it at the end of the year, but definitely do it every quarter when you are in idea generation mode. This is how you're going to do it. You're going to look at current products or services that you're offering, digital, physical, and services. You're going to evaluate each and every one. I'm talking about how much money you make, how many clients you serve, how much time and energy you're giving to it. And more importantly, you're going to look at where are you headed in the next quarter? Because whatever you made as your yearly goal may have adjusted in the middle of the year. Okay. So you want to ask yourself, is what you're currently offering aligned with what is in the best need of your niche and your personality and your life season? I've shut down or paused or closed certain streams of income because it did not match where either I was going, my clients were going, or I just didn't want to do it anymore. And that's okay. But I'd rather you not waste your time and energy doing something just because you said that it was on your goals list in January. That's crazy, right? So when you do this, you want to focus on value. And as I mentioned in step 2, you want to exceed people's expectations. Am I exceeding y'all expectations today? Put a yes or a no. Am I exceeding from a free masterclass your expectations? Even if some of the information was a refresher, the case studies alone are making you think about what's possible at a different level. Okay. So when you make the decision, you want to do messy action. That's why I talked about that beta. You want to test and validate your idea so that if it's not an idea that you actually want to do, you can test run it. And if you don't like it, throw it away and do something else. So before you do a full launch for your ebook, your extended service, your groups, your digital product, you want to test it out and make sure that it's viable. Make sure that people even want it. Make sure that you know how to talk about it. Get a small group, not no 50,000 people, to listen and make necessary improvements based on the feedback they're giving you. Do not offer a product and say, it's my way or the highway. You ain't changing nothing I'm doing. I know it's good. I know it's going to get you results because, I built it based off what I did. All that is cute, but they're not you. You know what I'm saying? And so, all right. So Next, last question is, I want it to be a yes, but I mean, I can't tell you what to do. So, do you have an income stream and a niche statement for the next quarter? Because that's all you need to get popping with me. Okay, yes or no? I need it to be a yes, though. Have you decided, just decide right now, what is going to be my stream of income for the next 90 days? And all I need to do is work on my niche statement for the next quarter. Yes or no? Okay. So I want to give you another case study. This is the last one, Miss G. So she is a mother, a wife, service-based provider, but she came to me as actually a consultant. I didn't know that she was a provider. Okay. So I want to show you how the strategies that we use can work across different streams of income. Okay. So her desire was to, again, like Miss L, launch a digital product. But the crazy part is she had never launched a digital product. She didn't even actually know that she had a digital product. She started meeting with me in our community. And as she started talking about what she was doing in her business, I outright asked her, "Can I talk to you one-on-one?" And she was like, okay. She got a little scared and said, have you ever thought of teaching people what you did to like get government contracts? And she was like, I don't know how to do that. I said, I could teach you. And she said, I'm open. That's all I needed to hear. Okay. So she started off at zero. What does she have access to? She was in a different program. She had access to a course portal. I hope you can see the trend. She had access to following instructions when I gave them to her. She had access to asking me questions. And she also was part of a community. So this was the outcome. She told me, this is what I specifically want to focus on after we start talking about that topic. I told her to just open it up. Go work on these slides. Here's a template. Go take messy action. She said, here's the template. I said, yeah, here's my webinar that I did with private practice a year ago. This is what it generated. I know you ain't the same stream, but the structure is the same. Just personalize it. Don't copy it verbatim, right? So I gave it to her. She followed the instructions. She showed up and asked questions when she got stuck. She showed her work with how she's building out the webinar. She used our community members to ask them questions if they would be interested if they were somebody on the webinar. She launched it the first time, offered it at 50% off because she didn't know if they were going to pay for it, and she got $5K. She did it. I said, do a debriefing. I want you to look at your results, and I need you to run it back. She said, when? I said, can you do it in the next 90 days? She said, yeah. I said, okay, go do it. She did it again. She followed instructions. She rinsed and repeated it. Then she hit 10K. Put a 2 in the comment box if that sounds so simple, but we make life so complex. Follow instructions, get connected with the right community, and get the work done. That's it. That's all I'm asking you to do. Okay. So do you think you can beta test your product or service if I gave you my system to follow? That's the question I have for you right now. Yes or no? If I gave you a foolproof system to help you launch any product online and you followed it, I'm not talking about a private practice. That is totally different. So if you are in my community and you are saying, oh, she can help me launch a therapy private practice, that is an online business, but that is ethics and HIPAA. That is totally separate. Paperwork is very niche specific. I am talking about online businesses, ebooks, courses, coaching, consulting, just different services or products. Okay. So here's the thing. I first want you to recap how you did. If you're not shy, put your total score in the chat box. You should have anywhere from 0 to 100. The first assessment we did was the mindset. We talked about, do you have positive outcomes, affirm what you want, and do you do it scared? Remember, that was all 25 points. Then we did one on define. Do you have a clear 90-day marketing plan? Then we looked at discovery. Have you done a marketing research plan? Have you done your marketing research to help you market? Then we did decision. Have you made a decision on what product or service you're going to launch in the next quarter? What is your score? It's 0 to 100. Okay. So as you are putting in your final score, I want to ask you, what is the real reason why you attended tonight? Just doing a check-in. Are you tired of going in circles with your marketing? Are you in a state of like, oh my God, it just feels like I keep taking 10 steps forward and 30 steps backward because I don't know what I'm doing. Matter of fact, I'm about to throw in a towel. Like, I'm tired, right? Are you still here right now, even because you had an aha moment, or maybe something you saw online, you were like, dang, like, she talks about her journey and she does it so seamlessly and it sounds so fun. And I want to learn how to market like that. I want to make a bigger impact. I want to make more money, right? Or maybe it's Friday, you just want to hang out with your girl. I guess that's cool too. All right. So I need your permission. Can I show you the system that helped these entrepreneurs plus hundreds of other entrepreneurs over the last couple of years get results similar to the ones I showed you? So put a yes if I can show you the system now. It is hot where I'm at, y'all. I feel like I'm in 1,000 degrees in this room. All right. All right, cool. Y'all giving me permission. Thank you. All right. So before we get into the system, okay, I want to just recap. Everything I've shared with you today clearly has worked for not just my business, but also my community. What I've shared with you, literally, I've done it in my business to generate from an extra $500 a month, hell to 200K months. Rinse and repeat, tweak, tweak, tweak. That's a rhyme, right? Next is, of course, I've helped hundreds of entrepreneurs from different streams of income to build marketing strategies aligned with who they are and how they want to show up. And yeah, they've launched private practice that is separate, but they've also launched, I've showed you today, different digital products. They've also launched service-based business consultations, consulting, virtual events, in-person events. Some of my clients have launched retreats, memberships, and so much more. Some of them like do in-person things, speaking. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you are service-based or if you're in the online space, the digital space. It is all about taking instructions, taking the steps, running the marathon, but just honestly taking action right now. The only difference between now and if you say, oh, no, not late, just later, is that all you're going to do is age, but you don't get time back. Okay. So, what I want to introduce to you is what's called Aligned Marketing Digital Course. Okay. So, I am really proud. I am collaborating with another program, but I'm also combining my program with it. So, what I'm going to talk about is how, if you would like to go on this journey with the other people who've already joined in the last week, is that you're going to get a bundle deal of a 2-for-1 because we are in our beta phase with the combination of both of these programs. So this is what it's going to look like. You're going to get a course portal that is ready for you to go, very well organized. I went through it myself. It has helped me relaunch some products or services this year, okay, and last year, at the end of last year, okay. It's your A to Z on online business marketing. So this is what it's going to cover. I'm not gatekeeping nothing, okay? So it's going to cover what is an online entrepreneur, digital entrepreneurialism, okay? It's going to help you break down and understand your niche audience. And it does it in a fantastic way. I'm telling y'all, every video is like 5 to 7 minutes. I'm like, this is like a joy, right? Number 3 is it's helping you build a solid base, a business base. So it is talking about the back office, legal, entity structure, because that is not my gift. I am not a financial fiduciary and I cannot help you with no LLC. Okay. But it has it in the program already. Module 4 is it's going to help you understand your vision for your business. It's going to help you with the branding essentials, business automation. It's going to introduce you to platforms like Standstore, System.io, Kajabi. It's going to teach you email marketing mastery. It's also going to help you do email marketing mastery in these systems. Okay, put a 1 in the comment box if you like, yo, right? Module 13 is going to focus on sales and content creation. And then I'm not going to read all of these, but module 14 through 19 is going to cover all of the main platforms and how you do content marketing over there to lead traffic back to your product or service. If you want to write and blog, it covers that. If you want to learn how to edit on a simple way through CapCut on your phone or on your computer, it goes over that. If you want to even learn how to do affiliate marketing, for example, you may hear people say, click the link and it is an affiliate link. It takes nothing off of your part, but the company does reimburse me for spreading the word. You can learn how to do proper affiliate marketing to add other streams of income to your business. And ultimately it takes you from idea to market ready products through all of these phases, a launch. And then it also covers creatives with Canva. Okay. So that's just 24 modules. It actually is 30. But put a one in a comment box if you're like, my gosh, where has this program been like all my life? Because that's how I felt when I saw it. I've taken a lot of courses, but I'll just say that in a second. Like the value has nothing to the investment. I'm just gonna say that. Okay. So the bundle deal, it's called Founding Members Only. So y'all heard me talk about business therapy. I focus on helping entrepreneurs rewire their mindset so that they can implement the things that they're learning, because that's where I see entrepreneurs fall short. So in addition to that program, this is what you're going to get with me, because that program has its own community. It's in Kajabi, and it also has its own Q&A calls throughout the year, and you get lifetime access. Okay. So with me, for a container of 4 weeks, you're going to get a total of 8 calls. 4 of the calls are going to be live group calls where I am doing business therapy, teaching you. We're going to do some strategy. We're going to do a mixture of mindset. You'll be able to get your questions answered. And then the second call of the week, you can come to both. You can come to one. You can watch the replay. Is you're going to focus on implementation. We're going to break out into breakout sessions in small dyads or triads. And you're going to actually get feedback on your work, which means you got to show it. Right. Now, I believe in entrepreneurs are busy. So if you are busy, and let's just say you came to the call, but you want to listen to the replay, but you don't have time to sit there and sit in front of no computer, especially if we ain't live. So we're going to put all of these live calls on a private podcast feed so that it can give you on the go learnership. And then you'll have the link to watch the video in the podcast show notes, which means that you don't have to log into another portal. Right. Now, one of the things that I'm doing is this 4th bullet, we're actually going to upgrade it. So I want you to see here that we were doing 4 lottery winners, which means that you had to be present on the call to get access to a one-on-one session with me. So hold that thought, because I have another bonus. You're also going to get access to our Telegram group so that we can stay connected, accountable, and get excited for one another's wins. Now, this is the 8-step framework that I'm going to cover in my 4 weeks. I'm going to help you get aligned with your marketing, as I talked about today, to show up as the best version of you. I'm going to help you take the information from the course and implement crafting a niche statement so that we can be very clear, what problem do you solve? That's discovery. We're going to help you decide, of course, on what product or service you're focusing on in the next 90 days, because by the end of this 4 weeks, you will be able to have a full 90-day marketing plan. Okay. So the design is the 90-day plan. Then we're going to go into the 4 R's. So we're going to focus on reach. You're going to talk about how you're going to use that course to reach out to your audience. Which platform are you using to market? We want you to start talking about how you're going to start building out a community of raving fans, people who always tune into your product or service. But there's things that you have to do, like when you create content. We're also, of course, going to talk about money. So we're going to talk about how you can create, connect, and collect through systems in your business. And then, of course, my favorite, rinse and repeat, because once you do it once, if it works, do it over and over again and make small tweaks as you go. Okay. So let me be clear who this program is not for. It is not for those who just want to offer a product or service and then not market. You just want to look. It is not for observers. It is not for serial clickers or buyers. Okay. So I know that some of y'all are like, okay, this is cute. We get like 30 modules. We get a community. We get all these extra bonuses from you with time with you. How much, girl, does this cost? Because you didn't talk about $1,000, $3,000, $18,000, right? So here's the thing. You can take that self-paced, like I showed y'all in my marketing research, a $700 program with no access, no help to gauge if you're on track. You can join a $49 membership, but you don't even know what they're going to give you. So you got to play Russian roulette with your $49, right? You can also coach with me for $1,000 per session for up to 75 minutes, and we can work on one thing at a time. You can also come to a live event with me for 2 days, no course portal, no recordings. You better learn how to take good notes for as low as $2,000. Or you can join this program, not for $3,000, not for $2,000, not even for $1,000. But if you identify that you're tired and you want help with marketing and you want lifetime access with getting help through that course shell, then you can have all of this for $497. All of it for $497. So I want you to write down the URL that's on the page. drtk.com/AMA. If you go to my website, you will not find it. You have to type in AMA, Aligned Marketing Academy. Now, the program in total is $497, primarily because it is a beta. So pretty much I'm giving you my $1,000 program for free. Okay. So let me break this down. You can become what's called a founding member, which means that we'll do some fun things with y'all in the program. You can pay in full and pay $497, or you can pay 2 payments of $297. Now, if you choose to do pay later options like Klarna or Afterpay, you set that up through the checkout and you can sign up for as low as $43 today. And then it can get you access to everything. Okay. The program does start right after 4th of July on the week of July 8th. But our Telegram group with laser coaching, I just finished sending over like a 7-minute voice note, answering people's questions about which product they want to start off with, because that's where they were at in the group, because they already joined. The Telegram laser coaching starts now. So that's an extra bonus. Okay. Now, on top of all of these modules and information that can help you build out your online business, on top of the 4 group calls and the Q&A calls for teaching and implementation in the private podcast feed and the Telegram group, you will also, if you sign up by Sunday, but I do have limited spots. So once the spots are out, I'm not adding any more. So it's first come, first serve. If there's enough, you can sign up by Sunday. If not, you'll sign up by Sunday and there may not be any more. All right. So what I'm saying is don't wait until Sunday. So if you want a 20-minute call with me and you one-on-one on Zoom, and we can just brainstorm about getting fine-tuned on the product or service that you want to focus on, feel free to brainstorm with me and get this disheveled with your brain. You know, when we have those calls, people are like, I just don't know what to do. I'm overwhelmed. And I just talk them through it. And every single time they get off the call, they feel relieved because all they needed was the slowdown so that they can show up in the course and the program and then get their results. So you will win automatically. We're not doing the lottery for only 4 people. If I had 15 spots and the 15 spots are up by Sunday, all 15 people, that's just a number. I just made that up. Right? If all 15 people sign up by Sunday, all 15 of them will receive a link in July to get on my calendar one-on-one. So you will get a 20-minute session with me that is valued at $500. Okay. I'm going to help you map out personally your 90 days, even though we're going to do it in the program. Right. So $497. Now, those of y'all who know me, you know damn well I don't offer nothing for no $497. Not all this, especially not no access. Hello. All right. So $497. You do save clearly $500. You'll see it when you go on there. You don't need a coupon code. Once you go on there, once you go on that page, you're going to click a button. It's going to take you to a checkout page. You don't need a coupon code to sign up, but the price will be going up. All right. So it starts in July. Does anyone have any questions? Any questions? On a scale of 1 to 10, while I wait for questions, because I think there's a delay. Let me ask, before I ask the scaling question, put a yes if you are going to enroll in the program and tell us when. Like you enrolling tonight? Like as soon as you enroll, you better check your email so you can join Telegram. Like say I'm in here, you know what I'm saying? Now the cool part is in Telegram, you can see the previous messages. There aren't that many because we invited people into the Telegram group 2 days ago. So it's a very small right now, intimate group. And if you know anything about virtual platforms, you want to get in there as early as possible. So honestly, hell, I can know you by name. And that also we can connect because I'm going to be talking to y'all until the group starts. Once the group starts, the content will transition in Telegram to accountability and making sure that y'all doing what you're supposed to be doing in the course shell and in our calls. Right. Another thing that I do also want to highlight is that the beta part is also important because you see that I'm giving y'all 8 sessions of my time. And as I mentioned, our clients pay us $1,000 per hour. So that will not be a repeat if somebody joins after this cohort. And yes, it is a cohort, meaning the cohort we're rolling for the whole month of July for the summer so that you can pop off in the 3rd and 4th quarter. So come on, Angel. You feel me? All right. So does anyone have any questions? Any questions? Now, I am going to tell you my Instagram. So Dr. TK, I know it's going to say my team member name, but I'm just going to put it out there. Dr. TK Psych. Okay. Dr. TK Psych is my Instagram. If you don't want to type out your question and you have a question, just hop over to my DM like right now and ask your question. Okay. You can voice note it, you can text it out, but this is for anyone who wants to have an online business, especially in the digital product space. I will add that. But also, if you want to have help with clearly marketing and aligning yourself with your marketing personality, this is for you. Now, if you did not officially register for this masterclass and you are watching it, because I'm temporarily streaming it live on YouTube, you want to go to the link as well. Okay. But you can also check the description box, it's there. Now, the replay of this masterclass will only be available for a limited time. So even on YouTube, it's going to disappear. For those of you who came in maybe late and you want to watch the replay to see the other marketing teaching information, because it is, you can do some of the stuff right now. You can watch the replay, just simply go back to the same page, but it will not be up for a long period of time because, like I said, we start right after 4th of July. All right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how did y'all enjoy the masterclass? 10 is it was great. It was right on time. 1 is, I guess you could have like not logged on, but I hope that nobody feels like they're at a 1. So I'm super excited for this. I'm super amped up. Oh, I can't even check it because I'm on I was going to so while we're on here, because it's Friday, I'm gonna share with y'all like where people's brain is and in the Telegram group, right? Because it's very small right now. So I'm not going to say people's names, but this is what I told people to introduce themselves. And we have an onboarding process. We have questionnaires in there. So just get to those as soon as you can. You'll get access to the private podcast feed. I know that was a question that came up. You will get access to that within the next week. Probably by tomorrow. So one person said, I'm torn between doing workshops, and they named the type of workshops, and my journal, finishing my journal. Then they said they mapped out 5 sessions. They mapped out their stuff. Another person said that they are torn between launching coaching services and launching an ebook. So this was like a part of my laser coaching, is that I sent them a 5.5-minute voice note. I answered both of their questions because they were overlapping, but I did highlight that you want to go with your lowest hanging fruit. Which one requires less effort so that you can prove to yourself that you can finish a project and launch it. Okay. It was great. I was hoped to be able to host masterclasses with this value. Yeah. And you definitely can. So remember, go back to the beginning where I listed out all those streams of income. You can do any of those. And all you have to do is make the decision when you come into our community, whether it's the live calls and or Telegram, just outright ask your question and we will answer it in all of the places. Okay. All right, y'all. So y'all have a great Friday. I will see some of y'all in the program. Some of y'all I will connect on Instagram. Enjoy your evening. I will talk to y'all soon. Bye, everybody.